Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Will Todd and Julie Chrisley fraud trial be televised? Disgraced reality TV stars Todd and Julie Chrisley are in the news regularly, despite being behind bars. Their daughter, Savannah Chrisley, has continued to provide the press with updates on her parents. Now, fans are wondering if they will get to see the couple's fraud trial play out on television like they've seen most of their lives play out. Keep reading to find out if the trial will be played on TV and how to watch it. Savannah Chrisley talks about her dad being unrecognizable. It has been a little over a year since Todd and Julie Chrisley started their prison sentences. The couple was convicted of federal tax evasion and fraud charges in June 2022. They were ordered to report for their prison sentences in January 2023. Todd and Julie reportedly submitted false documents to secure more than $30 million in loans. The Chrisley Knows Best patriarch was originally sentenced to 12 years in prison, but his sentence has been reduced to 10 years. His wife, Julie, was sentenced to 7 years, but she is now only serving 6. Savannah Chrisley has been holding down the household since they've been gone. In a recent episode of her podcast, she opened up about how hard it has been to go visit her parents. At first, she traveled to visit them every single weekend. As time has gone on, visits have become less frequent because there is a lot of emotional stress that comes along with it. On top of that, Savannah has businesses that she runs and is taking care of children. The Unlocked podcast host has also said that it's hard to see her parents behind bars. In fact, she has said that Todd Chrisley is unrecognizable. Without his regular Botox injections and bleach for his hair, her father is now sporting gray hair and wrinkles. He undoubtedly looks closer to his age, but it's a shock for Savannah, who has seen her dad in the spotlight her entire life. Will fans get a glimpse at Todd and Julie Chrisley on trial? Since Savannah Chrisley opened up about her dad's new look behind bars, fans have been eager to catch a glimpse of the former reality TV star. More specifically, they are wondering if they will get to watch the fraud trial play out on television. One person posed the question regarding the trial being televised on Reddit. Anyone know how Court TV selects the cases they show throughout the day? The Reddit user asked. Need to make sure they have this circus on their radar. They suggested it should play out on April 15, Tax Day. Another Chrisley fan pointed out that Todd and Julie Chrisley's attorneys would likely fight tooth and nail to keep the trial off television. While that is likely true, that doesn't mean there won't be other ways to watch the trial. A Reddit user pointed out that there will be a number of YouTubers that will likely stream the trial. Will be nice to see and hear from T and J and the courts, and not just hearsay, they wrote. However, it is not likely that the trial will be available on television. As it was pointed out, Todd and Julie's lawyers wouldn't allow something like that to happen. It is bad publicity for their client and could potentially hurt future appeals. For now, fans will just have to imagine what Todd Chrisley looks like with gray hair and no Botox injections. When Todd and Julie Chrisley burst onto the scene with Chrisley Knows Best, America was charmed by their Southern wit, over-the-top lifestyle, and the unique way Todd could throw shade while fluffing throw pillows. But behind the glossy surfaces and glitzy wardrobes was a story that has now taken a sharp and serious turn, a federal fraud conviction that landed both Chrisleys behind bars. But now, with a major appeal underway and public curiosity reaching a fever pitch, one burning question echoes across social media and tabloid headlines alike. Will the Chrisleys' fraud trial be televised? The mere thought of it is enough to send fans and critics into a frenzy. A reality courtroom. If cameras were allowed inside the courtroom, this wouldn't just be a legal proceeding. It would be must-see TV. The Chrisleys, never once to shy away from drama, would bring flair, fashion, and probably a few perfectly timed one-liners into the stiff world of legalese. Imagine Todd buttoned up in designer court attire, tilting his head with that signature smirk, and Julie quietly composed beside him, perhaps with a subtle side eye at the prosecutors. Have been debating the issue for months, with experts split down the middle. Federal court proceedings are traditionally not televised, unlike many state-level trials. Think O.J. Simpson, or more recently, Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. The Chrisleys were tried in federal court, meaning their original trial was off-limits for cameras. But with public pressure and the appeal process drawing national attention, could a future hearing break precedent? The case for cameras. Savannah Chrisley has become the unofficial spokesperson for the Chrisley clan since her parents' incarceration. She's appeared on numerous podcasts, TV interviews, and even teased a possible docuseries chronicling the family's legal saga. In one recent appearance, Savannah pleaded, "We want transparency. We want America to see the truth. If the courtroom was televised, people would know what really happened to my mom and dad." Her push has ignited an online movement. Fans have launched hashtags like #BroadcastTheTruth and #FreeTheChrisleys, calling on networks and legal bodies to grant special permission to televise any upcoming proceedings. Some claim that with the case being so high-profile, cameras would serve the public interest. Others simply want the entertainment value. After all, the Chrisleys are reality royalty. The government pushback. However, prosecutors see it differently. To them, this case isn't about ratings or social media. It's about a complex web of financial fraud, false bank statements, phony tax returns, and allegations of conspiring to defraud banks and the IRS out of more than $30 million. Televising proceedings would turn a serious legal matter into a circus, one federal source told a legal blog anonymously. "We're not interested in playing to a camera. We're here to uphold the law." Legal scholars largely agree that federal judges are extremely unlikely to green-light such a spectacle. Unless Congress changes the rules, federal courtrooms will remain closed to cameras, said Professor Janet Malone from the University of Georgia School of Law. Even for the Chrisleys. Hollywood eyes on the trial. Of course, Hollywood is already circling. According to inside sources, several streaming platforms have been sniffing around the Chrisley story, hoping to secure the rights to a future dramatization. The Chrisley case has it all: glamour, scandal, betrayal, and a family in crisis, said one producer. It's like the bling ring meets Suits. There's even buzz that Todd and Julie's prison letters, allegedly filled with emotional reflections, secret frustrations, and spiritual musings, might be compiled into a book deal or documentary. Cameras may not be in the courtroom, but the Chrisleys know how to keep the spotlight on them from anywhere. Fans are torn. Outside the courthouse, fans and foes remain divided. Some say the Chrisleys deserve another platform to tell their side of the story. Others argue that the family is simply trying to spin their conviction into content. Cassandra from Atlanta, a longtime viewer of Chrisley Knows Best, told a local news outlet, "I followed this family for years. I don't know if they're innocent, but I'd love to see the trial for myself. Let us be the jury." On the other hand, Thomas from Nashville wasn't so sympathetic. They used the system for personal gain. Now they want to use the courtroom like a soundstage? No thanks. The Chrisley strategy. Behind the scenes, insiders say Todd and Julie's legal team is preparing for anything. Sources close to the couple claim they're pushing for a retrial or sentence reduction, and they believe media visibility could work in their favor. They want America to see their faces, said one family friend, to see the tears, the heartbreak, and the reality that they're paying a steep price, perhaps too steep. Whether or not the appeal is successful, the Chrisleys know how to weave every twist of their saga into a narrative. If cameras don't roll in the courtroom, they'll find a way to bring the courtroom to the screen through reenactments, interviews, or even a special episode of Savannah's upcoming podcast series, Unlocked: The Fight for the Chrisleys. So, will it happen? The short answer? Unlikely. The longer answer? Not in the way you think. Federal courts are bound by rules that strictly prohibit televised proceedings, and the Chrisleys are no exception. But the family story is far from over. With a combination of charisma, controversy, and public fascination, the Chrisleys may still find a way to televise something, even if it's not the courtroom footage fans crave.